In July 2016, the federal government established the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council with a mandate to remove bureaucratic and regulatory constraints to doing business in Nigeria. The council, which is chaired by the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, released 3 main pillars that they will be working with, which are deepening existing reforms, subnational reforms, and trading within Nigeria. About 15 months after, Big Story is checking to see how these pillars and the work of the council has translated to easing the business environment in Nigeria. You're welcome to Big Story. I'm Ini John Mekwa. The Vice President of Nigeria, Yemi Osinbajo, heads 10 ministers, the head of civil service of the Federation, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, representatives from Lagos and Kano state government, the National Assembly and the private sector to make up the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, PEBEC. So far, the council prides itself as having improved Nigeria's ranking in the World Bank rating on ease of doing business to a slightly better position of 169 among 190 economies in 2016, with 44.63 points from 170th position at 44.02 points in 2015. The position is an aggregate of points when considering starting a business, dealing with construction permits, getting electricity, registering property, getting credit, protecting minority investors, paying taxes, trading across borders, enforcing contracts and resolving insolvency. Taking into account the points, the distance to frontier score shows how far on an average an economy is from the best performance achieved by any economy on each doing business indicator. An economy's distance to frontier score is indicated on a scale of from 0 to 100, where 0 represents the worst performance and 100 the best. Work on improving these indices led to the establishment of a 60-day action plan in February 2017. The plan is to improve entry and exit of persons doing business, entry and exit of goods, and general government transparency and efficiency of parastatals.
It is a device that is meant to make the lives and livelihoods of people easier.
Another attempt to accelerate the ease of doing business also birthed the 3 executive orders in September 2017, an order targeted at various sectors of the economy.
We must incentivize our own farmers, and currently we're working with the Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Finance, the Central Bank Governor, and several others, working together to put together an incentive regime for our farmers to ensure that our farmers are also able to compete. Whatever it is that other countries are doing to make their products cheaper, we will do the same things, and we'll even do better than that. Every time that we create obstacles for doing business, we attack our prosperity as a nation. We also attack the future, because the young people simply will not be able to find accommodation to do the sorts of things that they need to do after being educated.
Yet another step towards the actualization of this target is the National Action Plan on Ease of Doing Business, which forms part of the administration's medium-term economic growth and recovery plan to build a globally competitive economy. NAP 2.0 is to run from October to December 1st, 2017. It is hoped that a successful implementation of the plan will deliver significant benefits, especially for SMEs, including the fact that it would make MSMEs eligible to do business with government.
Some people keep talking about foreign investment, foreign investment. How much can foreign investment really bring? What is what addition the foreign investment really bring to GDP? For me, I'm going to spend as much time as is necessary to ensure that we're able to give all of these young men and women who manufacture, who produce locally, all the support that they can get. And that's why we've done this MSME clinic, starting here in Abia State. Certainly we're going to do, we're going to keep focus. I've been speaking to the governor about what is necessary to do. They talk about machines that are necessary, how we're going to provide those, how we're going to provide the finance, what are we going to do about the various things that they need. Power, for example. How do we get power to those clusters all over the place? These are things that are doable. They're not impossible and they're not difficult at all. But we need to keep our focus. As with everything in Nigeria, we know how to start well. Our problem really is how to finish well. But I want to say that by the grace of God, we will do this well and we'll finish it well.
The responsibility to actualize the ease of doing business in Nigeria is spread to related government parastatals.
And corrupt practices in the delivery of services.
The Immigration Service, for instance, is deeply involved in the issue of entry and exit of investors into the country. Consequently, new strategies have been introduced, such as visa on arrival.
48 hours is the timeline for you to get a visa. It doesn't mean that we'll give you the visa. What it says is that if you apply for Nigerian visa, if you have not complied with the requirement, we will correspond to you by email, by text, and say, look, your application lacks merit because you have not included a return ticket. We have responded to you. So when you reply back that query, the 48 hours will start again. From that time you responded. You can control person coming to your country right from the country he's residing or he's a citizen by establishing a good visa system. This is what we are doing. You can control them at the point of entry. If you can't get them at the point of entry, you control them after entry.
As regards starting a business, the target was to reduce the number of days required to register a business from 10 to 2 days, and the following reforms have been completed. A company name search on the CAC